Rohingya casualties confirmed as fighting intensifies in Mrauk-U. OIC contact group discusses Rohingya protection with UN chief. Rohingyas mourn Aung who died as he vowed. About a dozen Rohingya civilian casualties are confirmed as bullets stormed over a remote Rohingya village of Mrauk-U in the clashes between Arakan Army and Tatmadaw yesterday. According to the villagers, the clashes erupted at around 7 a.m. in Bu Ta Lon village of Mrauk-U, and the uninvolved villagers were tightly caught in the bullet storm. About 8 people have been killed, several others injured, and many others are still missing, while more casualties are feared. Due to communication restrictions imposed earlier, it was hard for the villagers to communicate as the clashes suddenly erupted. There are also reports of individual targeting and personal attacks from both Rakhines and Tatmadaw against Rohingya civilians. The contact group of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC), led by Saudi Arabia, met with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres at his office at the UN's New York headquarters to discuss the latest developments related to Muslim Rohingya ethnic minority community in Myanmar. The group included representatives from Turkey, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Indonesia, and the OIC observer mission to the UN. The kingdom's permanent representative to the UN, Abdallah Al-Maulaimi, lauded the efforts of Guterres to support the legitimate rights of the Rohingyas, highlighting the International Court of Justice's (ICJ) decision demanding the government of Myanmar honor its obligations to provide protection to the group. The ICJ decision was the result of the efforts exerted by the OIC member states in New York and the contact group on Rohingya Muslims of Myanmar, headed by the kingdom, he said. Their efforts culminated in the adoption of the General Assembly resolution titled Situation of Human Rights of Rohingya Muslims and Any Other Minorities in Myanmar, which was proposed by the kingdom to protect the Rohingya people and grant them full citizenship rights. This decision was used by Gambia to bring the case to the ICJ. Al-Maulimi stressed the importance of exerting additional international efforts in light of the ICJ's decision to pressure the government of Myanmar and prevent it from continuing violations, hoping that Guterres would continue to urge the Security Council to take practical steps to alleviate the Rohingya people's suffering. Guterres welcomed the ICJ decision and described it as a historical moment that the government of Myanmar should respect. There is a consensus regarding the Rohingya issue and the violations and displacement they are facing. I will continue to bring this issue up before the Security Council, he said. Saudi envoy to UN stresses needs to exert additional international efforts to prevent Myanmar from continuing violations. Rohingyas globally mourn Aung over his shocking decease and remember his heroic struggle for the rights of the minority he belongs to, Rohingya. Nur Muhammad alias Aung, hailing from Aung Mingla quarter of Sitwe, has passed away on February 26, 2020 at around 9 p.m. in Sitwe General Hospital. According to his neighbor Syed Muhammad, Nur Muhammad was born to Ghulam Hussain alias Yusin and Sokina Begum on December 10, 1953 at Mao Lake Quarter, Sitwe Township. Nur is the second of his siblings, comprising 3 brothers and 1 sister. Due to his old-aged health complications, he was admitted to the hospital where he breathed his last on Wednesday at the age of 67. His funeral rituals were performed in Manzi Cemetery of Sitwe and he was buried there at around 2:30 p.m. local time. He was one of the victims of 2012 anti-Rohingya riots when Rakhine extremists inhumanely attacked Rohingyas, ruined their localities in several townships and uprooted over 120,000 people, calling him an extraordinary Rohingya human rights activist. Nay Sanluin writes, he held the firm belief that the rights and justice is essential for Rohingyas. Over years while living in Aung Mingla ghetto, he strived for the rights of Rohingyas despite being denied the basic human rights. Saddened by Win's disease, Maung Tun Kin writes, we lost a brave man in our community. We will never forget his contribution for our community. His younger generation is being inspired by his commitment to peace building, wise advocacy, and heroic bravery. We send our heartfelt condolences to Uncle Win's family members who have lost a devoted husband, father, and grandfather, writes CRDI. For more videos, please subscribe our Vision English YouTube channel.